I'm 680 News senior business editor Mike Eppel. We saw a move in the oil market today to the upside for world oil prices. This after the U.S. ratcheted up the sanctions against the government in Venezuela in an effort to get President Nicolas Maduro to step down. The White House has put new tariffs basically on Venezuelan oil exports into the U.S. market. Venezuela's state-owned oil company operates the retail brand Citgo in the U.S., and any oil sold out of Venezuela will be put into an account for the opposition leader of Venezuela, held to the sidelines until they see some sort of regime change in that country. Now, with Venezuela a big heavy oil exporter into the U.S., the talk was that some of the U.S. market was being supplied by Western Canadian Select heavy oil. Did see that price go up by about 1% today. The U.S. benchmark price, though, for oil up by as much as 3%. Interestingly, we saw the price, or will see the price of the gas pumps here in the GTA drop again by 2 cents per liter at midnight tonight, down to 98.9 cents per liter, according to Enpro. And of course, shop around late in the day. We've seen the prices much below that of the peak levels. Another pot stock debuting on Bay Street today, Slang Worldwide. Now, this is a spin-off of sorts from Canopy Growth, which is the biggest player in the cannabis market. A couple of the early investors in the cannabis market sold their first company to Canopy and now have debuted Slang Worldwide, which is going to be selling retail brands specifically in the U.S. cannabis market space. The stock debuted at $1.50 on the Canadian Securities Exchange, gained 40% right off the bat, settled just above that at the close today. Solid earnings reported by Metro Inc. This is the grocery store retailer in the Canadian market, also owns Jean Coutu drugstores in Quebec. The profits up and the sales per store rose by 3.5%. Some good metrics at Metro, $170 million plus in profit, and it's raising its dividend to shareholders by 2 cents per share. Harley-Davidson motorcycles skidding today, hitting a bit of an oil slick as the company's earnings fell short of forecasts. Their sales in the United States have dropped 10% in a year-over-year comparison. Harley-Davidson has run afoul of the Trump administration after threatening to move some of its operations out of the U.S. into Europe to basically avoid U.S. tariffs on European exports. Now, the shares of Harley-Davidson over the course of the past year have dropped by more than 40%, down by close to 10% today. And the biggest utility company in California, Pacific Gas and Electric, PG&E, filing officially for Chapter 11 bankruptcy today, looking to basically reorganize its debts, faced with liability of up to $30 billion related to the California wildfires of last year, if in fact it's found guilty of starting those fires, which led to the deaths of more than 100 people. This is the second time the PG&E has been in bankruptcy courts. The last time was in 2001, and it was made famous in the 1990s when Crusader Aaron Brockovich tried to keep the company from filing bankruptcy at that time due to, again, liability related to wildfires in California. From the 680 newsroom, I'm Mike Eppel for City News.